The chosen one. There are moments in sports that change everything. February 18, 2002, was one of those moments. A 17-year-old kid from Akron, Ohio appeared on the cover of Sports Illustrated, with words that would follow him forever, the chosen one. Most people would crumble under that weight. But LeBron James wasn't most people. Growing up in the inner city of Akron, young LeBron was already turning heads at St. Vincent St. Mary High School. Not just because he could jump higher or run faster than everyone else, though he certainly could. It was the way he saw the game, like a chess master thinking 5 moves ahead. While other kids were trying to score, LeBron was mastering the art of making everyone around him better. The whole state of Ohio knew about him by his sophomore year. By junior year, the whole country was watching. They called him King James before he could even drive a car. The pressure would have been too much for anyone else. But LeBron didn't just handle it, he thrived on it. His high school games were moved to the University of Akron's arena because the crowds got too big. They started showing his games on national TV. Think about that, a high school kid's games on national television. It had never happened before. But then again, there had never been anyone like LeBron. When draft night came in 2003, it wasn't a question of who would be picked first. The Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron's hometown team, knew exactly what they were getting. Or at least they thought they did. Nobody could have predicted just how much this 18-year-old would change the game of basketball. Right before he walked onto that stage to shake hands with NBA Commissioner David Stern, LeBron looked up at the ceiling and took a deep breath. He wasn't just walking into the NBA, he was walking into history. The weight of being the chosen one might have been heavy, but LeBron James was about to show the world that he could carry much more than that. That night in New York City wasn't just the start of a career. It was the beginning of an era. LeBron James wasn't just joining the NBA, he was about to take it over. And for the next 20 years, that's exactly what he did. But to understand how LeBron James dominated the NBA for 2 decades, we need to start at the beginning. We need to understand how a kid from Akron, Ohio became not just a king, but a legend. This is that story. The Rise in Cleveland, 2003 to 2010. October 29, 2003. Sacramento, California. An 18-year-old LeBron James steps onto an NBA court for the first time. The world is watching. In his very first game, he puts up 25 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds. This wasn't just a rookie debut, it was a statement. Cleveland hadn't seen the playoffs since 1998. The Cavaliers were a team struggling to find their identity. But from day one, LeBron changed everything. He didn't just score, he made plays that veterans couldn't make. He threw passes that seemed impossible. He saw things before they happened. This wasn't just raw talent, this was basketball genius in the making. Year after year, LeBron got better. His jump shot improved. His defense got stronger. His basketball IQ, already high, reached new levels. By his 3rd season, he was averaging 31 points per game. He wasn't just living up to the hype, he was exceeding it. In 2007, LeBron did something nobody thought possible. He took a Cavaliers team, whose second-best player was Larry Hughes, all the way to the NBA Finals. Sure, they got swept by the San Antonio Spurs, but getting there? That was nothing short of miraculous. LeBron scored 29 of his team's final 30 points in a crucial playoff game against Detroit, including the game winner. In their building. That's when everyone realized, this kid wasn't just great. He was special. By 2009, LeBron won his first MVP award. He was averaging 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists per game. Numbers that hadn't been seen since Michael Jordan. The Cavaliers had the best record in the league. LeBron was doing everything right, but something was missing. A championship. For 7 years, LeBron carried Cleveland on his shoulders. He turned a lottery team into a contender. He put a city that hadn't celebrated a championship in any sport since 1964 on the basketball map. But by 2010, he faced the biggest decision of his career. Stay in Cleveland and keep trying, or take a different path. No matter what came next, one thing was clear: LeBron James had already changed the NBA forever. But his story? It was just getting started. The Miami Evolution, 2010 to 2014. July 8, 2010. The words that shook the NBA: "I'm taking my talents to South Beach." In a single TV special called The Decision, LeBron James changed everything. Fans burned his jersey in Cleveland. The media called him a traitor. Overnight, the Chosen One became the NBA's biggest villain. But LeBron didn't go to Miami to be liked. He went there to learn how to win. Joining forces with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, he formed what people called a super team. The Heat became the team everyone loved to hate. LeBron faced boos in every arena. The pressure was higher than ever before. The first year wasn't easy. The Heat made it to the finals but lost to the Dallas Mavericks. LeBron struggled. For the first time in his career, he looked human. The critics were louder than ever. "He can't handle the big moments," they said. "He'll never be Jordan." LeBron went home that summer with something he hadn't felt in a long time: doubt. But champions aren't made when they're winning. They're made when they're down. LeBron came back different in 2012. He worked on his post-game. He got stronger. He stopped caring about what people thought. The result? His third MVP award, and more importantly, his first championship. Against the young Oklahoma City Thunder, LeBron was unstoppable. The weight of never winning a ring was finally off his shoulders. The next year, 2013, was even better. The Heat won 27 games in a row, the second longest streak in NBA history. In the finals against the San Antonio Spurs, with the Heat down 3-2 in the series, LeBron lost his headband in Game 6 but found another level of greatness. The Heat won back-to-back championships. The villain had become a champion. But Miami wasn't just about winning titles. It was where LeBron became complete. His shooting got better. His defense reached elite levels. He could play any position on the court. He wasn't just the most athletic player anymore, he was the smartest. The most prepared. The most unstoppable. After 4 years, 4 finals appearances, and 2 championships, LeBron had learned what it took to win. But something was pulling at his heart. Cleveland. Home. He had unfinished business there. And in the summer of 2014, he made another decision, one that would lead to his greatest achievement yet. The Return and Redemption, 2014 to 2018. "I'm coming home." With those 3 words in 2014, LeBron James turned one of sports' greatest villain stories into a tale of redemption. Cleveland, the city that had burned his jerseys 4 years earlier, welcomed him back like a lost son. But this wasn't the same LeBron who left. This was a man who knew how to win, returning to fulfill a promise. The Cavaliers became instant contenders. LeBron joined young star Kyrie Irving and added Kevin Love to create a new Big Three. In his first year back, they made it to the finals. Despite losing both Irving and Love to injuries, LeBron almost beat the Golden State Warriors by himself, averaging an unbelievable 35 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. The Cavs lost, but everyone knew they'd be back. 2016 changed everything. The Warriors won 73 games that season, the most in NBA history. When they went up 3-1 in the finals against Cleveland, people thought it was over. No team had ever come back from that deficit in the finals. But LeBron wasn't ready to quit. What happened next became legend. Game 5, LeBron and Kyrie both score 41 points. Game 6, LeBron drops 41 again. Game 7 in Oakland, the block, LeBron chasing down Andre Iguodala, pinning his layup against the backboard in what many call the greatest defensive play in finals history. Cleveland wins by 4 points. The 52-year championship drought was over. LeBron fell to the ground crying. He had delivered on his promise. The next 2 years showed just how dominant LeBron had become. He made the game look easy, averaging nearly a triple-double. The Eastern Conference belonged to him, 8 straight finals appearances, something not done since Bill Russell's Celtics in the 1960s. Even when the Warriors added Kevin Durant and became nearly unbeatable, LeBron kept fighting. In 2018, at age 33, he played some of his best basketball ever, carrying the Cavs to another finals with one of the greatest playoff runs in history. But Cleveland's time was ending. The Warriors were too strong. Kyrie had left. The team needed rebuilding again. LeBron had given Cleveland everything, its first championship, countless memories, and hope. He had nothing left to prove here. As the summer of 2018 approached, the NBA's greatest player was ready for a new challenge. Hollywood was calling. The Los Angeles chapter, 2018 present. In the summer of 2018, LeBron James put on the purple and gold of the Los Angeles Lakers. This wasn't just another team change, this was about legacy. The Lakers, home of legends like Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Kobe Bryant, needed a hero. Their last playoff appearance had been in 2013. LeBron was ready to write his next chapter. The first year was tough. Injuries kept LeBron out for 17 games, the longest absence of his career. The Lakers missed the playoffs. Some people wondered if he was finally slowing down. At 34 years old, how much did he have left? But those who doubted LeBron had forgotten one thing: he always comes back stronger. Then came 2020, and with it, something nobody could have predicted: the NBA bubble. Because of the global pandemic, the NBA finished its season in Disney World, with no fans and teams isolated for months. It was unlike anything in sports history. But for LeBron and the Lakers, it became the perfect stage. Playing alongside Anthony Davis, LeBron led the Lakers to their 17th championship. At 35 years old, he was still the best player in the world. But LeBron wasn't done making history. On February 7, 2023, he did something many thought impossible: he broke Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all-time scoring record, a record that had stood for almost 40 years. The kid from Akron had scored more points than anyone in NBA history. And he wasn't showing signs of stopping. Playing in his 20th season, LeBron kept breaking records. He wasn't as explosive as he used to be, but he was smarter than ever. He changed his game to match his age: more post moves, better shooting, always making the right play. And then came something straight out of a Hollywood movie: playing in the NBA alongside his son, Bronny. The Lakers chapter showed something remarkable about LeBron James: his ability to adapt. He wasn't just surviving in his late 30s, he was still dominating. Players half his age couldn't keep up with his basketball mind. He had seen everything, done everything, and was still finding ways to amaze people. 20 years. 4 championships. Multiple MVPs. The all-time scoring record. But numbers don't tell the whole story. LeBron James didn't just play basketball, he changed it. He showed that greatness isn't just about talent, it's about longevity, adaptability, and never being satisfied. More than a game. 20 years. That's longer than some NBA careers last in total games. But for LeBron James, it wasn't just about how long he played, it was about how he changed the game forever. Look at the numbers: more than 40,000 points. Over 10,000 assists. 4 championships with 3 different teams. But LeBron James was never just about statistics. He changed what we thought was possible in basketball. Before him, we had never seen someone with the strength of a center and the vision of a point guard. He wasn't just a player, he was 5 players in one. Young players today grow up wanting to play like LeBron. Not just score, but make their teammates better. Not just win, just survive 2 decades in the NBA, he dominated them. From that Sports Illustrated cover as a teenager to breaking scoring records in his 20th season, LeBron James didn't just live up to the hype, he exceeded it. He showed us that true greatness isn't about one moment or one season. It's about doing it again, and again, and again. In the end, LeBron James wasn't just a basketball player. He was a revolution. A revolution in how we see athletes, in how we play the game, and in what we think is possible. He proved that sometimes, the chosen one chooses himself. And that's how LeBron James dominated the NBA for 20 years. Not just with his talent, but with his mind. Not just with his athleticism, but with his leadership. Not just with his play, but with his purpose.